Asian American representation in media has been long shaped by a mix of reduction, ignorance, and Orientalism. From early Hollywood films to the shows we watch on Netflix, there has been a wide range of tropes that have influenced the way that Asian Americans are portrayed and perceived. With this, a new medium of influence has gained attraction.
Paul can't play right now.
As video games rise in cultural influence, they don't exist in a vacuum. They inherit and repeat the patterns established by the media. That's why we're seeking to answer the question, what similarities do the depictions of Asian American characters in video games draw with film and TV shows? Bruce Lee introduced America to the new Asian, strong, philosophical, and fiercely independent. He broke the mold of the passive man, replacing it with authenticity. But, he was more than a martial artist, he was a cultural force who challenged stereotypes of Asians in Western media and set a precedent for pop culture. Yet, the characters inspired by him in video games walk a fine line between tribute and blatant stereotyping. The Street Fighter video game series honors Bruce Lee's legacy with the character Fei Long, reflecting his martial arts heritage. However, his character also reinforces the recurring trope of the Asian fighter and soldier, intense, stoic, and highly defined by combat skills. As seen with his vocalizations, limited dialogue, and stature, his exaggerated appearance can easily veer into caricature, echoing harmful stereotypes.
Can you keep up with my speed?
Can you handle my power? Let's go!
Fight!
In Tekken, Lee is honored through the character Martial Law, whose fighting stance and demeanor are embodied in a similar manner to Fei Long. While intended as a homage, his depiction is starting to demonstrate a pattern of Asian American video game characters, as the Asian martial artist is becoming more prominent. It simplifies his identity and emphasizes action over true character depth. As seen with both characters, it set a precedent for the fighting Asian, defined through the nuance of martial arts and skill, but falling flat with the narrative.
Psylocke's sword remains sharp.
In Marvel Rivals, Psylocke is portrayed as a swift assassin with deadly ninja abilities. Her gameplay revolves around stealth, quick strikes, and psychic weapons. While she looks cool in action, her design didn't emerge from nowhere, it carries the legacy of one of Hollywood's most persistent Asian stereotypes. The Dragon Lady stereotype was cemented in films like The Mask of Fu Manchu, 1932, where Fa Lo Sui, daughter of Fu Manchu, embodied the archetype perfectly. As portrayed by Myrna Loy, a white actress in yellow face, Fa Lo Sui was depicted as exotic, seductive, and dangerous, using her sexuality as a weapon to manipulate men. Both characters use their sexuality strategically. The Dragon Lady's power comes from her exotic allure, she's portrayed as hypersexualized but dangerous, using her beauty to seduce and then betray men. Similarly, Psylocke has consistently been drawn in revealing outfits with suggestive poses, combining sexual appeal with lethal fighting skills. In The Mask of Fu Manchu, Fa Lo Sui attempts to seduce the hero through a combination of exotic beauty, revealing clothing, and mystical influence. Her sexuality is portrayed as both alluring and threatening to Western masculinity. The influence of the Dragon Lady on Psylocke is evident in several ways. Visual design, both feature exotic, form-fitting outfits meant to highlight their sexuality while signaling their Asianness. Fighting style, both use stealth, deception, and precision rather than direct strength. Powers of manipulation, both use a combination of physical allure and mystical/psychic abilities to control situations. Exotic weaponry, Psylocke's psychic katana and martial arts connect to the Dragon Lady's association with exotic and mysterious combat skills. Psylocke's original transformation in the comics, from white British telepath to Asian ninja assassin, directly parallels Hollywood's fascination with dangerous, sexualized Asian women that the Dragon Lady stereotype represents. Another trope we continue to see amongst Asian characters includes the nerdy, overbearing, and quiet personas. Asians and Asian Americans alike continue to face the harmful depiction of the model minority myth and are constantly being labeled as smart and nerdy. There is an expectation for Asians to be smart.
Come on! Do math!
Within the media, it is common for the Asian character within a film or show to be highly intelligent and to be very academically successful. They often participate in as many extracurriculars as possible and are very competitive, always aiming to be at the top of their class. In contrast to this, they can also be depicted as the smart, socially awkward, and quiet outsider. We see these examples in the following clips of Devi from Never Have I Ever, from Sanjay in Modern Family, and Ellie in The Half of It.
Okay, how about the elevator pitch? I'm in all AP classes, including 2 languages. I have a well over 4.0 GPA, and I'm actually first-year harpist in orchestra. Well, I'm actually the only harpist, but the harp is still a very difficult instrument to master, so...
That's great, Davy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Tesco.
Second highest in the class.
Hey.
Well, that's great.
Sanjay Patel edged me out by 12 points.
Oh, honey, who cares what she did?
It's a he. Sanjay is a very common Indian boy's name. There are like millions of them.
Sweetheart, it's still a great score. I hope you're not beating yourself up.
I'm not.
That's our girl.
Sanjay's dad's a surgeon, his mom's a professor. I can't compete with that. I'll just have to do the best I can with what I was given.
We will do a makeup race.
And whoever wins gets to be valedictorian.
You're on.
Give it up next for Ellie Chu.
The good thing about being different in a town like this is that no one expects you to be like them. I'm 17. I live in Squamish with my dad. I run a business, writing essays for people.
When it comes to video game characters, this depiction of Asians/Asian Americans also exists. For instance, Mei's character from the video game Overwatch is a Chinese nerdy scientist who wears glasses and speaks in scientific terms. She is shy, reserved, and brainy. Another example includes Mei Ling from the game Metal Gear. She is a Chinese-American data analyst who attends MIT. Another female character with high intelligence and one who attends a top university. And finally, Young Park, a South Korean male character, from the game Rainbow Six is another tech-savvy character who has natural proficiency in computers. He is known as an electronics specialist, portraying yet another Asian character who naturally excels in the STEM field. We continue to see the use of the smart, overworking Asian across many different media forums including movies, TV shows, and video games. These representations can continue to feed into the model minority myth and enforce harmful stereotypes amongst Asian and Asian American communities. It is important to stray away from giving Asian characters negative stereotypical roles but rather enforce more positive, well-rounded personas. The trope we will talk about next is the yellow peril stereotype. Asian and Asian American characters that fit this trope are portrayed as dangerous, unpredictable, and foreign. This trope originates from the racist portrayals of East Asians, particularly Chinese and Japanese people, as a threat to Western civilization during the late 19th to early 20th centuries. These racist portrayals came to be known as the yellow peril and was the prevalent opinion towards Asians in the United States and most of Europe during that time period. This stereotype of Asians is still present in video games today. One example is Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. He is a Chinese sorcerer who can use magic beyond the audience's comprehension, including shape-shifting and stealing souls. His goals include achieving immortality, world domination, and personal gain. His mysterious and unknowable nature inspires fear in the audience and creates a sense of otherness. Additionally, his desire to dominate the world fits the stereotype of Asians being a threat to Western society.
The path I choose ends with your soul sworn to my service.
Another example of Asian characters being portrayed as threats is Ryuji Yamazaki from the Fatal Fury series. He is a sadistic Japanese gangster known for his violent personality and affiliation with criminal organizations. Ryuji is a sadistic, mentally unstable psychopath who enjoys violence for its own sake. He is ruthless, has poor regard for morals, and has ties to the Yakuza. Ryuji's mental instability and psychotic nature not only makes him scary, but alienates him and makes him seem something inhuman. He embodies the inscrutable Asian villain archetype.
If you want to know how to win, this is the person to ask. Winner! もう死にたくねえってか？まずは靴なめな。這いつくばって詫び入れたら見逃してやってもいいぜ。
The last example I will be talking about is Heihachi Mishima from Tekken, who is a ruthless Japanese businessman and martial artist. He is the tyrannical leader of a private military corporation and seeks to control the world through military and corporate power. He is so obsessed with power that he is even willing to betray his family, unleash wars, and experiment with dangerous technologies in order to dominate. A feat that shows his ruthlessness is when Mishima threw his son off a cliff to test his strength. Additionally, Mishima is often seen in traditional Japanese settings, reinforcing his strong ties to Japanese culture. Mishima's desire for global domination as well as his ruthlessness makes him a threat to society and ties him to the yellow peril stereotype.
You win. これが不死身の鉄拳王の力よ。
So, why does this matter? It's because video games are one of the most influential forms of media today. They shape perceptions, identities, and cultural norms in ways that people would not normally consume if it weren't for what's on their screen. In fact, over 3 billion people worldwide play video games. That's a further reach than anyone could have imagined during the times of Yellow Peril. In addition, games are interactive. Players aren't just watching, they're embodying the characters they choose to play, and it deepens the impact of representation and identities they engage with. When characters echo stereotypes, those patterns can and will be internalized, especially by younger audiences who are still forming ideas about race, culture, and identity. So as games continue to grow, so does the responsibility to portray characters with more diversity, depth, and authenticity in order to better the societies ahead of us.